Good afternoon. My name is Cameron Maha, and I'm a senior student at Texas Lutheran University in Seguin, Texas. I am a kinesiology major, and this presentation today is for my medical terminology class. So today, we'll be going over the digestive system. So we're going to talk about some of the major organs that are associated with the digestive system. These organs are divided into two separate categories. The first category, we call it the alimentary canal. These organs are the mouth, esophagus, small intestine, large intestine, pharynx, and stomach. The next category, we call it accessory organs. These organs are the teeth, gallbladder, liver, salivary glands, tongue, and pancreas. So before we get too far along, it's important to understand some of these abbreviations that we're going to be seeing throughout the digestive system. So the first abbreviation we have is GI. This means gastrointestinal. We'll see this a lot when they talk about the gastrointestinal tract. A lot of times they abbreviate it down to the GI tract. Next, we have IBD, which means inflammatory bowel disease. This is a disease associated with the digestive system, and we will talk about it a little bit later on in the diseases and disorders portion of the presentation. Next, we have IBS, which is irritable bowel syndrome. This is also a disease and a disorder, so we'll talk about this one later on. The next one is GERD, or GERD. This means gastroesophageal reflux disease. And the last one, and probably one of the most common ones, is BM, which means bowel movement. So next, we're going to talk about some important information that we need to know about the digestive system. So the first 3 points I have here are some root words that we're going to be seeing throughout the digestive system. So it's important we know what they mean. So when we see it, we know what we're talking about. So the first one is gastro, and this means stomach. So when we see the root word gastro, we'll know they're talking about something associated with the stomach region or with the stomach in general. The next one is lapro. This means the abdomen region in general. So we'll see this in laparoscopic surgery. And this is simply just telling us that whatever's happening is going to be taking place in the abdomen area. Next root word is digest. This means to break down. And some other information that we need to know, whether you read about the digestive system or hear talks about it, a lot of it is going to be mainly referring to the stomach and intestines. And as far as today, we'll be also focusing on mainly stomach and intestines. But as we learned earlier on, there is a lot of organs that contribute to the digestive system. So gastroenterology is a study of the digestive system. And once you're in this field of study, you will be called a gastroenterologist, which is a physician who specializes in the digestive system. So next, we're going to talk about the 6 functions of the digestive system. The first function is ingestion. This is the intake of your food. So this is when we eat the food. It will go in our mouth we'll start chewing, and then it'll start the actual breaking down process of the food. The next function is propulsion. This is the traveling or moving of food throughout the system. Normally, it'll start with the mouth as we eat, and then it will end in the rectum when we use the restroom. The next function is digestion. This is simply the breaking down of the food. This happens all throughout the digestive system. Each organ that we talked about earlier on plays a factor into digestion. And the next function is secretion. The secretion also happens throughout the whole digestive system, and its purpose is to lubricate, liquefy, and to aid in the digestion of food. The next function is absorption. This happens a lot in the intestines. This is when we absorb all the nutrients that are the food broken down. When the food gets broken down, we get nutrients out of it, and this is when the nutrients are absorbed into the body to give our body what we need to be healthy and to have all of our organs throughout our body acting properly. The next function is elimination. And this is simply means using the restroom. So a lot of times with the digestive system, we'll see it called as going to the bathroom as a number 2. So some major digestive system disorders, the first one is IBS, which means irritable bowel syndrome. This is a symptom-based diagnosis with chronic abdominal pain, abdominal discomfort, bloating feeling, and either diarrhea or constipation. The next one is IBD, or inflammatory bowel disease. This involves chronic inflammation of all or parts of the digestive tract. And a lot of times we'll see Crohn's disease associated with IBD as well. Another disorder is food intolerance. So this is feelings of bloating, getting cramps, being a little gassy, heartburn, diarrhea, and then there are also some non-specific symptoms such as irritability and headaches. And the next one we'll talk about is food allergies. This is getting more common in today's world. At least that's what I've been seeing. I have a lot more friends and family members that are having a lot more food allergies now than they had when they were younger. And this is simply the body reacting to a type of food or maybe a seasoning on the food that will negatively affect the body. So this, a lot of things I've seen with the food allergies is your lips get swollen, face swells a little bit. I've heard there's a tingling feeling in the face, but if not treated, it could be life-threatening. So here I included a picture. I want to do this for a certain reason. So here we can see some of the organs. So here we have the mouth, and then you have your esophagus that extends all the way down from your mouth to the stomach. This is the stomach right here. This is your liver, and this little bitty green part right here is the gallbladder. And then the inside right here is your small intestines, and then they'll largen out and be called the large intestine to where it ends in the rectum. So now we're briefly going to go over the order that the food travels through. So first we'll start in the mouth. This is where ingestion starts, and this is where the food actually starts breaking down due to the salivary glands. Then it travels down your esophagus, and then it'll go into your stomach. This is where a lot of the digestion also takes place. This is actually where most of the digestion takes place. From the stomach, it'll travel into the small intestine, and this is where a lot of your absorption of nutrients will take place. And then from the small intestine, you'll go to your large intestine, which keeps digesting the food, and then it'll ultimately end in coming out of the rectum or using the bathroom. So why is the digestive system important? First, it's important because with the digesting of food and breaking down of the food, it gives us energy. It gives us energy by absorbing the nutrients that is found in the foods that we eat. So I'm kind of going to skip down to the last bullet point. With the energy, what we eat matters because a lot of the foods have certain nutrients that our body needs. So it is important to know what we are eating, and it's important to eat the right stuff so that way our body gets a proper amount of nutrients that it needs to survive. And it also helps with homeostasis. So homeostasis is a stable and internal environment in your body. The same thing like I talked about with what we eat matters. Certain foods can negatively affect the body. So it's important to know what we eat so that way in our internal stable environment will stay consistent and to where we need it to be for our body and organs to function like it's supposed to function. So that was all I have. Hopefully this short presentation was beneficial to y'all, and I thank you for your time. Thank you.